Hey Scott, today we're going to talk about a movie called The Call from, I believe it was 2020, and there are some well-known actors in it, Lynn Shay and Tobin Bell. We're familiar with from several horror
Yeah.
films. What did you think of this movie?
So this was directed by Timothy Woodward Jr. and written by Patrick Stibbs. In all fairness to the director and writer, it just wasn't a film that rocked my boat. The premise was sound. I really liked the idea. It's one of those revenge flicks. It reminded me of a Drag Me to Hell. And where Drag Me to Hell was successful right across the board, and developing the plot, going through developing the characters and things like this. I felt nothing for any of these characters, which makes a film like this very hard to, you go, oh, poor character, da, da, da. There was no real build up to that. And so as the movie was progressing, as you're going on, you're going, yeah, kill him. Go for it. There was no good characters in this film, right? There was nobody who deserved any kind of to escape this. They were all pretty horrible people in the end. Even the idea that the one character, whose girlfriend is killed, in a car accident. There's not a lot of redeemable qualities in these characters. So then when it came down to it at the end, and once you get to the part where they make the phone call and it basically drags them to hell, right? Through the phone call.
Yep.
There's a little bit of interest there, but it never goes anywhere. Synthol, what were your thoughts?
No, that was part of the problem. It turned into kind of a standard Drag Me to Hell hack and slash. There were some great performances, and I felt for Lynn Shay. There is some fairly gruesome practical effect scenes that she did, and of course, her and Tobin Bell are well known and they're professionals and did a fantastic job. But yeah, I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care if they lived or died. I didn't see the motivation for wanting any of them to survive. And the story didn't hold together as a result. It had potential, and I can see where the money went. It went to well-known actors. It went to a lot of the practical effects. It also is a limited set type of movie too.
Yes.
Single house, maybe a couple of rooms are involved in it. So I don't know what to make of it because it was a mixed bag. It had a lot of potential. I don't know if I'd watch it again.
I don't think I would. And you know what, Synthol? I love the idea of, there's these concepts of hell where you are basically, you're burning in fire and all that stuff. I kind of love the premise. I don't know if you've ever seen the TV show Lucifer or not.
I have.
This kind of followed that same premise, which is that your hell is the hell you make it, right? So it's you are going to your afterlife is all of the bad feelings you have and the horrible things you did and everything else like that, right? I love that premise, right? That hell is what you create, right? It's not this burning flames. That being said, they could have done so much cool with this, right? With the whole idea of, instead it was, and I get it, it was a $1.5 million budget. It's not Thor: Love and Thunder, right? Where you got $250 million to do all these special effects. But really what you were seeing was flashbacks and then running down hallways that have red lights behind curtains.
Yep.
It missed so many opportunities that I'm looking at that going, wow, you could have really done so many cool things. What I would say is that, the real win for me in this film, Synthol, was the discovery at the end, right, of Tanya, who's one of these characters, and how horrible she really is.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough, right, for the payoff at the end.
And not only that, but some of the really gruesome practical effects scenes that Lynn Shay was involved in, I didn't see the value for that. It didn't really add anything to the movie other than to add some horror elements in the movie because it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
So that didn't really work for me a whole lot either. So I was a little bit disappointed because this movie, I wanted to watch it because the two actors are really well known. All the movies I've been in, but this particular one did not work for me. So ultimately, I think my recommendation is this is a pass for me. I probably would not recommend it.
Yeah, I would tell you this is a pass too, even though you got Lynn and Tobin in this. And to be fair, neither of them are in this movie for an extended period of time, right? Tobin disappears basically, 15 minutes in the film, and Lynn disappears 10 minutes into the film. And you see little bits and pieces of Lynn through the film, but not a lot. And Tobin's just gone. I'm with you. I think this film really needed some more work. And so I wouldn't suggest anybody, this is one of those films I wouldn't suggest a rent on.
Yeah, I suspect that they used the Lynn and Tobin as marquee names to draw audience to the movie.
Yeah.
But once you're there as an audience, probably didn't want to stay. So this is path for me too.
Yep, I agree. Senthil, as always, thank you for your time, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Looking forward to next time.